tomorrow morning we're heading out that inlet right over there. Should be calm. And heading to Georgetown. The first 2 nights we were here, it blew really hard out of the east. We came over here 2 days ago in the dinghy and it was brutal coming through here. But yesterday we came through here and it was as calm as it could be. And today we came in here and it was as calm as it could be. So last night, where we anchored out exposed to the whole world, with blew 13 or so knots on shore, it was rough. And I thought, we'll just move in here. So it's sheltered. There's a pretty strong current. It's crystal clear. It is about 12 feet right here, and you can get an idea. It is crystal clear. Strong current, but we should sleep good. And there's a big sandbar over there that you may be able to see it. And you can't really get in anything approaching low tide. David bumped the bottom hard twice, leaving the other morning. So we came in about mid tide and all up. And that is the entrance to Farmer's Cay. Going out Farmer's Cut and little standing waves, but really strong current. The wind's kind of coming up the island, so hopefully it'll veer a little bit and we can sail. But we're sheep and everybody else left, so we're left with them. But we're going. That's the last cut you can leave heading to Georgetown before it gets too shoal. And that boat just came out of it. I don't know if you can see it. We've got 12 knots of breeze. We're going around 5 knots. And we're beating it about 30 degrees into the wind. It's really about as close as we can sail. And sadly, I think that'll be what we do most of the day. It may veer a little bit, but the waves are not bad at all. Maybe a foot now. What do you think, honey?
Today is a nice sailing. Even we are not going so fast, but it's also waiting.
Yeah.
So that's much better.
That's good. That's a great Exuma Cay over there. You can't see the water crashing on the shore. There's a series of islands ahead of the great Exuma Cay, but we're doing good. We got about 14 knots of breeze, 13.5, and about 55 degrees, and we're going 6.2. And we close 2 of the enclosures. We'll be there about 3:30. It's a 44-mile passage today, and it's funny. We were about 1.5 miles offshore, but maybe that's far. But
we're in a box. Let's go to 1-4.
The water was over 3,000 feet deep. But there were a lot. We were going to leave tomorrow, but last time they left, a whole bunch of people left and we didn't go. We regretted not going, and so this morning when we were up, everybody cleared out of the harbor. So as perfectly wonderful sheep, we busted it and got everything ready and pulled up the anchor and left. And it's been some good, but now it seems to be doing well. But we should be there around 3:30. I doubt you can see it, but we're now in Great Exuma Cay. And it looks like a country club over there on the water. It's very beautiful. It's about 14 miles out. The ocean's very calm. And we've got 11 knots of breeze, and we're going 5 knots. How you doing, honey?
Fine.
This is better than the other time we were in the ocean,
Oh, it's
isn't
so
it?
different.
And the time before that too, right?
Yeah.
This is more like what the ocean is like. It's usually not the crazy stuff that we see. But we've been beating all day long, and we're still making good time. A few times we've been in the mid-6s, and mostly we're in the 5s. But we'll be there in 2 hours or so. A lot of boats out here today. Everybody's going to Georgetown. So these are all the boats that are close to us. There's us. And all of these boats. Look at all this. This is down in Georgetown. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I need a lot of boats. It is crazy. All these boats here. And it's we went about a mile plus south of where the thousands of boats were. It was crazy. And we found this little cove. Tomorrow's supposed to blow hard, and we'll continue to blow hard from the west. And this little cove will protect us from that. Matter of fact, it'll protect us from everything but southeast. But these two boats beat me here, and they're right exactly where I wanted to be. But it is what it is. We're safe, we're anchored. It was a long day. We left Little Farmer's Cay about 8 o'clock this morning and went out with a little current. There was a little bit of standing waves when the wind was coming from the south, and it must have curved in, but it wasn't bad. And then we put up our sails and we just scooted. It took us a while, and one time I started the motor for about 15 minutes, but then the wind came back. It's about 43, 44 miles. And we just, all of this is too shallow to, hey honey, to go by boat. So we were on the outside, and then we came back in. We dropped our sails here because we're lazy. And then we came back in and meandered, and you would not believe how many boats. You think there were 500 boats?
Yes.
500 boats, maybe. Maybe more. But they were everywhere. They're in the channel. We were going out of the channel. But this is a small little sampling of what's there on AIS, but it was crazy.
Seahawk, this is Alpenglow.
So we came. Here's our line. Came around, and we're about a mile and a half from the grocery store and the little pond, but it should be calm on the way in. And Cynthia agreed that as much excitement with all the boats and all the stuff going on, that calm conditions were better, and this should be pretty calm here. The winds coming from the southeast, if there was such a thing, would give us a swell, but everywhere else is pretty sheltered. And the wind tomorrow is going to be coming from the west, so we'll be in good shape. And then tomorrow, we will come through here, and right here you go through this little, they said it's 9 feet wide, a dinghy passage. We'd go to the dinghy dock and there's a grocery store there. We can throw our garbage away. It's about a mile and a half. It should be really good. So anyway, we made it safely. Long day. These are sailboat lights. And around the corner that we can't see, another pocket of sailboats just like this. And then on the other side of that pocket are more sailboats just like this. I've never seen so many sailboats. Crazy. And where I'm staying is so beautiful.
Nós regalos bonitos que Dios nos da, poder admirar este amanecer.
Good morning, Baba. We left Rock Sound about a week ago, and it was bleak. Our passage buddy said it was 5 to 7, confused, coming from different directions, and into the 20s. And mostly it was well forward, so it was a close reach. It was tough. Then we went to the north side of Highborn Key, thinking we'd be out of the way of the southern breeze, but big waves wrapped around the island, and it was bleak that night. So the next morning we left and went to Shroud Key, but that was pretty bleak too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So the next morning we hightailed it down to Farmers Key, which is right next to the southern part of Great Guana Key. First night was pretty good. The second night was bleak, and David had to leave, and it was a tough crossing. He went 44 miles down to Georgetown. So after the tough night, we moved inside the little harbor, which is right by the inlet, between the inlet and Little Farmers Key. But it was very all rock, very little sand, and we dragged about 30 feet that night. But it was okay. There was no one around. The next morning, all the boats left, so we decided to be a sheep.
Yeah.
And we left with them, and it was okay sail. It was a very close reach to a beat, with winds ranging from about 8 knots to about 15 knots, and boat speed ranging from 4.5 to about 6.5. We made a really good time. It was about 44 miles. We made it in about 7 hours, you think? 6.5, 7 hours. And we came south of Georgetown, and we found Cruiser's Net. They said that night was the highest number of boats they've ever had in Georgetown. They had 377 boats, and we cannot figure out why so many boaters come here. It's just, it doesn't really make sense, does it? It hasn't been like anywhere else. So we've been here 2 nights. Yesterday, some park rangers, we know there's a park, and Navionics says that this is an Anchorage, told us we had to eventually move. They didn't want us here, but I don't. Cynthia thought they were more legit than I did. But so right now another front's getting ready to come, and right now it's blowing about 15 knots. But out, we're completely surrounded and by almost 360 degrees. So we're missing all of the big waves out in the Sound between, I forgot, Stocking Island and Georgetown. Anything running north-south is a lot of fetch. So we're protected from that. And we're trying to find a mechanic to help us with our engine problems and find somebody to clean our bottom. And in a short while, we will get ready to put the dinghy in the water and go to Georgetown. There's a little cut about 9 feet wide, a little bridge that goes into this pond, and that's where everything seems to start. And we'll dump our garbage, pay for that, and look around. But we'll be here for a while. It is beautiful, and hopefully they won't bother us anymore about why we're here, because there's no better place than where we are. We miss you, Bubba. We're pinned down, but I don't think there could be a more beautiful place to be pinned down. It's a little cove, and we're pretty secure. It's shallow right now. It's about 7 feet, 6.5 feet. And it's a failed development over there. We can't go on the property. It's supposed to private property keep out. But it's gorgeous. They even built a little, I don't know what you'd call it, a little canal through the middle of the island. But it's gorgeous. But we have about 3 or 4 more days of strong winds. Still trying to find a mechanic to help me, but it's solid whitecaps out there. Just, I don't know if this phone will pick it up very well, but it's just solid whitecaps. And it's choppy. We went out to visit some new friends.
Un nuevo amanecer. Las perfecciones que nos regala Dios cada día. Wow.
So pretty. There's Cynthia. Hey, honey. Let's go see what we find. Somebody created all this and built it. Oh, they're dynamite. So much money. And the development's gone. Sad. This is the other side of the island where we are. Everybody's trying to get out of the weather. It's not a big place. It's probably got a lot. The wind is coming from over there, so it's probably a lot better than nothing. But yesterday we drove by here, there was 2 or 3 boats. Now there's 10 or 12 boats. It's windy. Beautiful. This is the starting of the There's Cello. I had to take flags down because the wind beats them up so bad. Good morning, honey.
Good morning, my love.
What do you think of this fun weather?
Honey. Since we have come to Bahamas, the weather has been not nice with us.
It's not been nice.
No.
It's going to be like this for, gosh, 2 weeks as far as we can go out. It's 2 weeks, and a couple of those days it's going to be blowing potentially 40 to 50 miles an hour, but mostly in the 20s and mid-30s. And the typical of the weatherman, the wind should be coming from over there, and it's coming from over there, so we got a lot of fetch. And we reached out to a marina to see if we could stay there for a month just to get away. Because, I mean, there's no time in the next 2 weeks. I want to go down to Long Island, but we can't go down to Long Island because there's not enough of a break in the weather. Well, to do it comfortably. And I'm all about the comfort. But we're in the Bahamas, aren't we, honey?
Yes.
Are you having fun?